With over 1 billion profiles now on Instagram, you can't afford not to stand out. So today we're going to go over an ultimate Instagram checklist to make sure that your profile is set up for success. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We are High Season, a social media agency that helps business owners, marketers, and entrepreneurs step their social media game up and break the algorithm. So if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe, leave us a comment, let us know what you thought of the video, hit like if you are down for what we're saying, and yeah, let's get started.
Oh yeah. So today we're going to go through our ultimate Instagram checklist to make sure your profile is set up for success on Instagram and that you're not missing anything at all. And we've separated it into 4 different sections. And just before we get into it, if you hit the link in the description, we actually have a ultimate Instagram checklist that we put together for you guys. So you can hit that, download it, and go through that after the fact. But we're going to run through it all briefly here in the video. So we've got 4 sections. We have the profile itself, the photography, how you post, the actual posting, and posting, so the community side of things.
First off, your profile. So what you want to make sure, and this actually is for Instagram in terms of having consistent handles, make sure that your handles are the same across the board everywhere, because that's going to make it easier for people to find you on Instagram. So if you have a certain Facebook handle or Twitter handle, likely people are going to type that in as well. So make sure that is succinct and consistent across all profiles. When it comes to your bio, you also want to make sure that this is very clear. So put what your business does in your bio, make it very clear for when people land on your page. And one tip that a lot of people don't know is that actual name in your profile, not the handle, but the name in your profile is searchable. So if you look at our account, you'll see that it actually says High Season, Lines, Social Media. And there are a lot of people who might have like Instagram marketer in their bio, or if it's something like your business, you could say Montreal salon or something of that sort, or Montreal accountant. And that actually means if someone's typing in Montreal accountant, they're going to find you that way.
In the bio as well, make sure you have a nice succinct caption as well that describes exactly what you do, and include keywords, hashtags, and other accounts in your bio. So say if your brand account is somewhat associated with perhaps a personal public profile account, you can mention that in the bio. I've seen a lot of brands do that. You can actually put hashtags, and if people hit the hashtag, it will take them to the separate hashtag search page. So it is searchable.
Good opportunity to put your branded hashtag in there as well. So like our branded hashtag is break the algorithm, big surprise. And we have other clients as well. So when they have user generated content that they're trying to get, we'll say like share your photos with this hashtag. And that way when people type it, they can get a whole example of like what your business does from like the word of mouth, from other people's word of mouth. So that's very, very cool.
Of course, don't forget to make it a business account and then include all of your contact information, email, phone number, and business address. If any of those are applicable, usually email will be the bare minimum. Just make sure people have a way to contact you. The idea is you're going to draw them to your profile and you want them to actually get in touch. Yeah,
so don't actually waste space in your profile or your bio with like putting your email that's not even clickable in the bio text. Like there's a button that Instagram has given you to be able to do that. So I see some people waste your space. You only get so many characters.
And then bring up the little thing at the bottom anyway. So it's like it's all there. You don't have to worry about that. And then the profile picture itself. It's got to be something that's clear, that expresses what your business does or what the profile is going to be about. Whether it's, people like faces, maybe something that's like bright color that will stand out amongst the rest. Maybe the logo. If it's like, if you've got like an icon type of logo, that's kind of cool.
Just make sure it's crisp and clean and looks high quality. That's the big thing.
No low res. That's pretty much the key thing across all social media. Low res or bad phone photos are absolutely unacceptable. Don't ever do that if you can avoid it. Next up, photography.
Consistency is key. So when it comes to the photos on your profile, again, what we're saying, you only have one shot for someone to look at your profile, decide if they want to actually follow you or not. You want to make sure that your photography is on point and any videos that you have on there are on point. So what we would recommend is definitely filtering or editing things to look exactly the same, so that way it's like this beautiful consistent theme, because that's something that will catch somebody's eye when they immediately land on your profile. Consistent theme is one thing, but the other thing is
high quality photos, as we just said before. So for the profile pic, of course, high quality, but even more importantly is through the feed. There's nothing worse than going to a company or brand's like Instagram account and then seeing the photos are just trash. Like you can tell, it just shows you don't care. And the idea is that you do care. You want to care about Instagram. It's the, would you say, the fastest growing And
it is the fastest growing social media platform. It's the most important platform for your brand.
Right. So, you can't afford to be slacking here.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you check out our content creation video, we can show you some cheap options for DSLR cameras.
Yeah. We'll leave that our guide in the description below, so you guys can check that out. Yeah.
So there's just, and there's easy entry points. I mean, even if like, we've got this is the iPhone 8 Plus. This is now a year and a bit old, and this is still fantastic. There's like better ones than this for cheaper on the market now.
Yeah.
So there's no excuse to not have a good camera. Essentially, if you have a business, you can afford. You need to build in that.
Yeah, and get creative with it. So make sure that you take great photos. You want it to be high quality, but if you really want to stand out, then definitely get creative. Use some angles. Get some bokeh. When people see bokeh, they just lose their minds.
Yeah.
It just makes the things look so high quality and stuff like that. And you can do that on the portrait mode with your iPhone, and I'm sure Samsungs or Androids have that type of function as well.
And then editing, consistency again. Coming back to your first point. Make sure you edit it, all the photos in essentially the same theme or the same filters or the same general setting, so that if people look at your feed, it's an art gallery, really. Instagram is a gallery, and it needs to all look somewhat, it can't look disjointed. Okay, so posting. You need to find a posting schedule that works for you, for your personal schedule, for your business schedule. I mean, optimally, you want to post once a day, if possible. Some businesses, it's just not
feasible
at all.
Yeah.
So start with that. Maybe try once a day or try every other day to get started. And then timing. So once you have a business account, at first you're going to be literally shooting to see what happens.
Yeah, and that's for testing.
Testing.
Yeah.
Once you've posted a few, you'll get some insights, and you'll be able to see when your particular audience that you've grown is online the most.
Yeah.
Most people are online. Otherwise, do the typical thing: mornings, commute before 9 o'clock, lunch breaks, after work, and in evenings type of thing. So there's usually 4 main points per day you could post successfully, but that will change for every account.
Look at scheduling tools like Planoly when we're talking about consistency of themes. There's tools like Planoly that let you have a visual of what your profile is going to look like. So look at mixing in video content, maybe GIFs if they're high quality or not high quality. But GIFs sometimes can fit in there in a cool way. Even memes can fit in there in a cool way. We do that with one of our brands. But everything is created to look great on a grid.
Yeah.
So when you're posting, post consistently, but also post with intent so that everything looks good and also has a message behind it.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of the message behind it, the captions. That's something that essentially stems from your brand voice. So the idea is that I would assume that before you've even started an Instagram account, you kind of know the voice of your brand. You would have had that in other communications, maybe your website, some pamphlets or whatever. Pamphlets. Who uses pamphlets anymore anyway?
Do you have pamphlets?
I know why I said that. I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah.
What else do you put your business stuff on? So the captions need to be consistent. Doesn't matter what it is. I was going to say simple, but that's not really true.
Yeah.
If your brand is
verbose,
or built on providing a ton of information, then make it succinct still, because you're still working with real estate, and get to the point, but keep it interesting.
Yeah.
And maybe separate it. Use the full stops to separate it into little paragraphs. But either way, the captions do need to be consistent throughout your posts. Some others, I know you're big on the short and snappy.
Yeah.
I'm a bit more verbose with the way I would write, but you're really good with that real quick quip, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So figure that out and stick with it.
And also don't forget to use hashtags. You get to use 30 hashtags, so max out on that.
Yeah.
And we're going to do another video on how to make sure that you have the best hashtags for your brand.
Yes.
How to find the highest performing type hashtags. So stay tuned for that, but just make sure that you use all 30. Why not? That's the real estate that you have. Instagram gave you 30 to use, so might as well max out. So that way you can increase the discoverability of your profile and have increased opportunities to hit the explore page, which is really, really good when you get that.
Lately, Instagram have been really, really pushing stories that you might have noticed in the middle of the feed. They'll have a little run of some of your people you're following stories. So you can tell that they're just pushing it harder and harder. The stories are a great way. If you're not able to post daily, post on stories. There's pretty much no excuse for that. You can always just use the phone. It's acceptable that it's not as high quality as the feed. I mean, if you can keep it a bit more high quality, cool, but it's a great way to give some behind the scenes stuff with what you're doing. Show the team, show the products or services or whatever it is that you do. Find some sort of creative way to do that, and that'll keep you in the algorithm, even if you're not posting on the feed as often as perhaps you you should.
Yeah, and to follow that, be sure to pin them and organize them into highlights as well.
Yes.
So you can make sure that you pin that to the profile, and that's where you want to pin like consistent things that you want people to see all the time. So you can post your store, like have a behind the scenes, as you said, and that lets people always see what you have. Products, if you have any launches that are coming up, flyers, because you wouldn't want to ever post a flyer to your feed. A really great place to post it is in stories, and then pin that highlight to your profile so people see it. And lastly, moving into community, and we'll just keep it very brief. Instagram is a social network. These are all social networks, so you have to be engaging. So be sure to be engaging with the community. So always reply to people who are talking to you. Never forget to reply, whether it just be an emoji, but it's preferred that you try to do something meaningful. And also go out there and actually like find new people. So look at who's following your competitors. Go in, and that's how a good tactic to grow, which we'll go into in our upcoming video. But go in, look at competitors, see who's following them, and engage with them. Cruise hashtags. Make sure you're going into hashtags and liking and leaving meaningful comments, so that way you can bring people back to your profile, and then you'll have that beautiful feed that we discussed how to create, so that way you can convert those people and start those relationships.
Absolutely. So that's like the nice little like snapshot of how to set up an Instagram profile. Once again, we have the link in the description for our Ultimate Instagram Checklist. So download that and you'll be able to follow it as you're setting up your profile. Even if you've already have an account, definitely it's worth refreshing or going over, because maybe you missed some stuff. So hopefully that gave you some context. And stay tuned, we're going to do another video on the next step, which is how to get your first 1,000 Instagram followers.
All right, guys, so that's all today. Stay tuned for the next video. If you liked what you saw today, give us a like. Hit subscribe below. I like that we both did like 2 different directions. Hit subscribe below. Comment. Let us know if you have any questions. Always happy to answer them anytime. And we always want to get the conversation going. Let us know if there's anything that you were missing on your profile that you noticed, or any other thoughts that you had about what has been working for you on your profile. Yeah. We really want to be able to share ideas, share information, so that everybody can have success on their platform. So until next time, guys, follow us at High Season Co everywhere, and you can check out our website at www.highseasonco.com. Until next time,
peace.